and welcome back to the Quarry garden. Just before I head down into the base of the quarry to do some planting around the Limelight hydrangeas, I thought I'd give you a quick tour of this hot border. Just point out what's done well this year, what hasn't, and the changes that I'm going to make for next year. We've had 2 heat waves, very little rain in the last couple of months, and the garden's actually struggled, and it shows in places. So let me just turn the camera around and I'll give you a quick tour. So this section of the border will pretty much stay untouched next year. Hydrangea Garden's done really well. This Persicaria has just gone wild this year with this heat. I think it had reached pretty much its maturity before we had the first heat wave, and we did have a lot of rain at that point, but that's done really well, as have all the grasses in the border this year. The Helenianthus at the back, however, has not done well. Part of the daisy family, that. Look at it, it's dead. Can't understand why. I would have thought that one would have survived, but it hasn't. All of the heleniums are doing okay, but there's lots of big gaps here where plants have died. Just added the odd dahlia that I had left. But a lot of that will change next year. I'm going to try block planting instead of weaving plants through. The daylilies at the front here, which are finished now, they will stay because I do like that. But crocosmia at the back, which is just all leaves now, that's going to come out and put somewhere else. The Achillea, cloth of gold, that one, that's done lovely this year. It's loved this hot weather, so that will stay, as will all the heleniums, but they'll just all be put into one place as a block. And then this is the only flower that remains from the daylilies. And it was beautiful, this daylily. How pretty is that? It's a gorgeous double daylily. Love that. And more Goldstrom, Rebecca, Solidago, and then a lovely patch of Lythrum further down. So big changes in this border next year. It'll happen over the autumn time and the winter time. Change just how I actually plant. I'll try something new. Still will be a hot border, but I'm going to try and change the way that I plant. So let's wander down the quarry now to plant some grasses. Okay, so walking down, this is the section that I filmed last week, or the week before might have been, where the tree stumps were removed and I added the cyclamen around the trees behind the seat. Lots of work still required in these areas, but this will be looked at again late autumn, early winter. And obviously this bottom spring border, that needs to be all changed. This is obviously more mess from straw Arwen still to be cleaned up. But let's head down now into the quarry. And I'll try and not walk too fast to make anyone too dizzy. And hopefully the noise from the gravel won't be too loud. But you can see either side of the steps here, these borders still to be developed. Looking forward to that. Both sides, lots of work needed here. Nothing achieved this year on that front. But let's head down into the quarry. Obviously all the comfrey's still in place. Starting to die off now. But then we've got the Hydrangea Garden, and that's what I'm going to work in today. And I'm going to add some grasses. So these hydrangeas have been in now just coming up to a year. They were planted middle to the end of last September. And for the first year, considering the conditions that we've had, they've actually done okay, most of them. We've all got some good flowering, lots of flowers still to come. I've noticed here that we do get a lot of late flowering with plants, probably because we don't get the heat early on in the year. This year obviously being the exception, lots of flowers to come. But over this side too, you can see flowerless, no flowers. And that is because Limelight hydrangeas love full sun, and they're under this big tree canopy. And that's an ancient sycamore tree, and it's just so huge. Eventually I'll get to the top. But we're going to lift the tree canopy next year and take away a lot of the lower limbs, which will allow the sun to reach these two hydrangeas. It's a bit odd that The ones at the top have flowered, but these two in the middle haven't. Very odd, but never mind. So let's go and look at what I'm going to plant today. So these are the plants or grasses that I'm going to plant today around this Limelight hydrangea hedge. And these are Hakonechloa Aureola, the Japanese forest grass. And you know when you have a plant that you've always wanted to grow? Well, this is mine. I've always wanted to have this in the garden. And never found the right spot, but hopefully I have now. This is a lovely variegated type of this particular Hakonechloa. You can get other varieties, but I do like this one because it's a lot brighter with the leaves being so variegated. Does have a very small seed head this time of year, very nondescript, very hard to spot, but you buy them for the variegated leaves more than anything. Conditions it likes, it will grow in alkaline or acidic soils. It's not a fussy plant. Height-wise, it will grow anything from 18 inches to 2 feet. Width-wise, anything from 2 to 3 feet. But it's a very slow-growing type of Japanese forest grass. Other varieties will grow quicker, but this one is very slow-growing. Likes to be kept in part shade to full sun. But as long as it's kept moist and well watered in the summer months, it will tolerate full sun. If it is in full sun, the leaves in the autumn time or the fall will turn a lovely red and bronzy brown colour. Very pretty autumnal colours. So I'm looking forward to adding it here. Hardy down to about -22, so it certainly will grow anywhere here in the UK. So let me plant them all and I'll show you the end results. That's all of the grasses planted now. I did pre-prepare the ground because obviously it's the base of a quarry and it's never been a garden before, and the ground was very compacted. So it did take some hours, should I say, to turn the soil over. But yeah, I'm pleased with the result. All the way around. So in the spring now we have the daffodils on the exterior of the Hydrangea Garden and the grasses on the interior. Well, that's it for today. You can certainly feel the change. It's very autumnal today. But thank you for all the new subscribers and anyone that's returning to watch. It's very much appreciated. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.